Hi, I'm Miko Neiman with Century 21 Hometown Realty.
And I'm April Hugh. I'm with Century 21 Hometown Realty. And today we have Kim Rugg with Fidelity National Home Warranty with us.
Yes. Thanks for joining us.
Thanks for having me. I'm excited.
So can you just explain to our viewers what's a home warranty?
Well, I'll give you the textbook definition of it. It's a one-year service contract for your appliances and systems that are located within the four walls of your home that break down due to normal wear and tear. But with that being said, we do have other options outside the home for an additional premium, but for the most part, it's within the four walls of the home.
Okay, and what would be the advantages of a buyer having a home warranty?
Well, I don't think especially new buyers, I don't think they realize walking into a home, what home ownership, what's involved. So I always tell people we're here to help offset the cost of home ownership. So we don't cover everything under the sun. Of course, we're an insurance product, so we do have guidelines and limitations. But when they do, buy a home, they don't want to have to worry about all these things that, break down if your dishwasher starts leaking or a water heater. I think that I find most of all, water heaters are the first things to go, especially when it's being sold. I always tell people, oh, the house is crying, the water heater's leaking. But it's just to help offset some of the cost of home ownership, because as you progress and you're in your home for a while, you'll know that it costs money.
Now you also offer, or your company offers, a seller's coverage as well.
We do.
So that's during the listing period.
So that's during the listing period. I call it the hidden gem because I don't really go out and promote seller's coverage because of the fact that, it works just like the buyer side for the buyers, but it's for the seller. Now,
During the listing period.
During the listing period. So I have agents that use it from the day they take the listing. Some of them wait until it goes into escrow. So it just depends on the day that you put it into the system is the day that it starts. And it's a per day premium. And it's not due until it closes escrow. And we do it because it's our foot in the door to get the buyer side. We make our money on the buyer side, to be honest with you. And so seller's coverage works the same way as a buyer's coverage plan, and it's to help offset some of those costs moving out of their home. So if their hot water heater starts leaking or, something due to normal wear and tear. And that's what the seller's coverage is for. The difference is on seller's coverage, you cannot put extra options on it, such as pool spa or refrigerator, washer, dryer. It's just your standard plan or the upgrade, or if it has air conditioning. So there's, some limitations to it, but you can add those on during the listing period.
And what is the cost for a basic plan for your typical single family home?
So standard bare bones basic is $300 for a single family and $265 for a condo, mobile home, townhouse. And of course, with any insurance product, the more comprehensive you become, the more expensive it gets. So you can add on to that, of course.
Can you give us some ideas of upgraded plans?
Sure. So we have, there's different tiers and packages that you can add on. Now, the normal one is called, with our company, it's called the Comprehensive Option Upgrade. Every company has their own name for their upgraded product. So I'm always one of those. I always recommend doing that for the buyer, because what people don't realize now, and it's not a home warranty issue, it's state mandated. Now, when you replace a water heater or a heating or air conditioning system, you're required to pull permits. Not a lot of people realize that. So with our upgraded product, we cover up to $250 per occurrence when we have to replace a water heater, heating system, air conditioning system. Faucet, shower heads. Not a lot of people realize that if you just do standard basic, if you were to call in for a kitchen faucet that's leaking and you do not have an upgrade on that, we're not going to send somebody out because you don't have the upgraded product to cover the faucet. Yes, see, learn something new every day.
So, and for that comprehensive upgraded product that you have, how much is that?
It's an additional $85. Okay. So it ends up being $385 for single family, $350 for condo, townhouse, mobile home. Mm-hmm.
So you have basically it's once escrow closes, that's when the buyer's home warranty starts. The clock starts ticking for them.
Correct.
Now, when a buyer moves in, say that that week that they move in, the water heater goes out, and
so much fun.
Yeah, and so then what do they do? Do they call us sometimes?
Yeah.
But and then
they call you, and in return you're calling me. So I love when homeowners call me. This way it's more of like me educating them. It's more personal. They have my phone number, so they don't feel like they're out in the middle of nowhere, not being able to get a hold of anyone. I will always refer them to our service department because when they call in, they're going to ask them questions I don't know the answers to. So, do you have a 50-gallon? Where is it located? Is it gas or electric? You know, there's things that they're going to ask the homeowner that I don't know about.
When it closes escrow and something happens right away, is there a situation where you might want to ask for the home inspection report because there's some questions about?
Pre-existing.
Yeah, and I'm getting that more and more actually. So yes, we're not going to ask for it though right up front. We're going to wait for our technician to go out and make the diagnosis based upon what he sees. Our technicians are kind of our eyeballs for what this condition of, whether it's an appliance or system, what it looks like. So they have to determine, could that failure have happened between the time it closed escrow, between the time it called in? So if it's like a week time, you know, if something happens and let's just say, I don't know, it's a water heater. Water heaters are pretty, those can, you know, start leaking at the drop of a hat.
Well, around here, you know, our water's so hard.
Right.
You're lucky.
Some of the indicators they look for to see that it's been going on for a while is there stains. Like if a stain's been there for a while, you can tell. If there's rust, if there's corrosion, you know, these are indicators that something's been going on for a while and probably more than likely longer than that week's time. So this is when the home inspection comes into play. I'll call you and say, Miko, do you have a home inspection for them? So 9 times out of 10, based on what that home inspection shows, I can overturn a denial. What I'm running into lately, just for everyone to be aware of, a lot of times in home inspections, the home inspector is putting it off on a third party, whether it's a plumbing issue, whether it's a heating
It's always
issue.
that way, yep.
They're saying recommend having an HVAC contractor service prior to the close of escrow. Home warranties years ago never required that documentation. We now want to see that somebody did their due diligence by getting it serviced, having it evaluated, and making sure it was in the best possible shape it could be in before it closed escrow.
I'm having my
Oh,
buyers
my goodness, yeah.
go that extra step, especially with a furnace, and get
get it checked
the technician out there to inspect it and have something documented that states it's good, because I know what you're going to want.
Thank you. And you know, of course, I love you guys are doing videos. I do videos, and I'm trying to educate the best I can because we can't be out and about, you know, doing our normal meetings and doing all of that. And so I love the fact, hopefully a bunch of people are watching so they can kind of educate themselves on that. But yeah, you're right. I mean, it's an education process. It's something that, you know, everyone just needs to do their due diligence, make sure they're dotting their I's and crossing their T's.
Before.
Yeah, because I think home warranties kind of are getting a bad rap. Like if something's not covered right away, they think, oh, the company's terrible, they're not doing their job, when in reality, we're doing our job, but there's so many limitations and guidelines that come to, you know, how a home warranty works and the process and protocol of it.
So, well, just for example, my people had moved in, and that week that they moved in, they had the carpet removed and new flooring put in, and when the carpet guy noticed a leak coming from the bathroom.
Right.
So it was, and they thought it was, the guy came out, thought it was a shower pan. Well, anyways, they ended up opening the wall, and the leak was inside the wall. And in the midst of this, I put Kim in touch with my clients,
Right.
and she, you know, went to bat, and basically it was covered. You know, once they found it was in the wall and taken care of, they were like, thank you, you know,
So then a leak is,
Yeah, and I think, you know, just as long as everyone kind of knows the expectations of it, things aren't perfect. Things can go sideways. And that's when you really want to have that relationship with somebody that's on your team like myself, where you can call me up and say, I've got this issue going on. What do we do? You know, and I have an assistant that I work one-on-one with, so I can get notes from her and, you know, figure out what's the next best step. So, you know, I always want to have a happy customer. We know in a perfect world that would be great to have them all the time, but you know, for me, again, it's more about educating them, walking them through the process. I can usually take the most upset customer after having a conversation with them and have them at least, you know, you can tell
Understand.
they're understanding, they're happy, at least if I can help them somewhat. You know, whether I'm covering the whole thing or not, if I can help out some way, they're happy. And I think that's bottom line customer service. That's what you want, right?
Right.
That's right.
Yeah,
Now,
that was definitely something recent also that you helped me with. Anyway.
so you have your list of vendors in the area too.
Correct.
And it's just specific people that,
Well, and that's another thing that people need to realize, homeowners, is you can't just call up and have anyone you want come out. Because, of course, being an insurance product, we're about watching costs and whatnot. So we do have our vendors that, work for our company. And you have to stay, just like your car insurance or health insurance, you have to go to certain doctors, you have to go to certain auto bodies for the insurance. And that's how I usually put it into layman's terms for homeowners to understand, or even paying a service fee. It's a $75 service trade call fee. If you're calling in 5 plumbing issues all at once, it's $75. But at the same time, if you have an electrical call, it's $75 to that electrician as well. And I get those calls a lot. Well, he didn't find anything wrong. Can I get my $75 back? And it's like,
no, because they came out.
Right. And it's like going to the doctor and saying, you feel like you need an antibiotic, but yet the doctor says, nope, you've got a virus, go home and rest. You're still paying your copay. Same thing with the home warranty. So I think when you put it into terms like that, they understand a little bit better.
So with that though, can you have like a general contractor go out and maybe do a couple different types of repair, or checks, like the electrical and a plumber, all,
Have it
general?
documented.
Or do
that
you
what
have to
you
have
mean?
specific
You
contractors?
yourself, or
No,
just-
the homeowner within your group. Do you have like a general contractor that
Oh, I
can go
see.
out instead of a specific electrician?
No, they're all traded. So there's an HVAC, there's appliance techs, they're all separate trades. That would be nice though. It'd probably make it a little bit easier.
Yeah, just curious, yeah.
What's the typical turnaround time when a buyer calls?
Well, a typical textbook perfect call in.
No, because everything happens on Saturday.
Right?
Or Sunday night, or on the holidays.
I know. So, typically when they call in for service, they place the claim, and then we let them know up front. They collect the $75. The technician has 24 hours to call them to set the appointment. So depending on the homeowner schedule and the technician schedule, or how far they're booked out, what I'm finding right now, especially coming up with the holidays, like appliances, your ovens, your things like that, appliance companies, whether you call them on retail or with the home warranty, they're booked out. It's not something that's going to happen overnight. Normally 3 to 4 days, probably getting them out, having them fix it. With COVID hitting, it actually stopped manufacturing of parts altogether months ago, which is a delay right now. So even ordering parts, if you have to replace, a part in an oven or a heating system, and home warranties aren't responsible for part delays. Obviously, we have no control over that, but that's what we're running into right now. So it's taking a little bit longer for things to get fixed.
Do you find, though, it's getting a little better? A little bit? Not yet?
Not really, because there's still, people are still working remotely. Nobody's really functioning yet like they should be. So what I'm finding right now on some things, it's a factory manufacturer delay where parts are sitting there waiting to be made that everyone's waiting for. I even have homeowners that will call up and call Canada, and they'll try and find parts on their own. Because they're like, well, wait a minute, why can't we find it? They're in the same boat, though. They call around, they're like, we can't find the part. And I said, I know. And we're not miracle workers. We do our best to find those parts, but right now, because of COVID, it's just putting everything behind.
Delays.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah.
So, that's kind of, I would say that's one of the downfalls right now of, especially with home warranties, because everyone thinks that, we're going to get it done right away. And again, in a perfect world, I wish we could, but it's just not happening like that.
Well, our world will get back to normal soon.
Yeah.
So,
Yes.
why are you guys sitting so far away? Just kidding.
Come here.
I just saying.
Well, thanks for joining us.
Yeah.
We really appreciate
Yeah, it was
you
such a
coming in
pleasure.
to talk to us.
Having
Yeah.
me. I'm always here for questions or concerns, and that's why I always, invite anyone to call me, email me, text me. I'm open to all forms of communication. If there's questions, concerns, I want to be brought into a situation sooner rather than later.
Wonderful.
Because
I
it's
agree.
hard for me to jump through hoops and get things done overnight when the frustration level's so high and everyone's upset. So I'd rather be, in it a little bit quicker than normal.
I love the fact that you're available.
Yep.
It's
Texting.
awesome.
Yep.
You
I
can you
know.
pick up your phone, you text. Yeah, we're texters. Yeah.
I love that.
So if you have any other comments or questions about home warranty, let us know.
Yeah.
Leave a comment.
Or you can give me a call. My number is 805-878-5056.
And I'm at 805-714-8124.
Thanks for watching.
And we'll see you soon.